Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network here on YouTube. And wow, it looks like I need to take the levels down. Hold up. I'm peaking a little bit there. There we go, that's better. It's like all of a sudden I'm blaring out to the internet. Anyway, you probably noticed my voice is a little bit off today, so we'll see how far I get. But yeah, I was thinking about what was I going to do today, and some of you may be interested in sometimes you take a build and you have to deconstruct it and break it down to its base pieces. And in my case, I've already done partially this because I had to get ready for my mock for Jurassic Park. And because I had to do the Jurassic Park visitor services building, I took all the olive green from the main tower of this haunted house. And as I was thinking about it some more, I realized that I can't keep this in this space anymore. I need to tear it down. So instead of burning down the house, I'm breaking down the house. For any of you fans of talking heads. And I'm going to break it down into the bare pieces so then I can recoup some of this. I have decided I do want to keep one of the best things about the haunted house were some of the really wonderful pieces of furniture as well as artistic elements. So I'm going to keep some of those that I hope I can use in a future mock. So that's the plan for today. And like I said, I'm not even sure how long I'll be able to keep speaking because my voice is definitely not up to par. But we're going to do the best we can. Oh, hey, Matthew. How's it going? Good to see you here. Yeah, and I just noticed that the lighting on here is really dark. I'm going to see. I did bring a spare light. Maybe I could bring in some light on this subject here. But here, let me go to my down camera for a moment. So here is the haunted house, what's left of it. As I mentioned, I'd already deconstructed the main tower that's right here. You can see the shaft, which is down here. And I know it was kind of heartbreaking to have to tear it up, but I really needed the olive green bricks. And one of my friends, Marianne Asanuma, had mentioned sometimes what she does is she buys a big set just to get the bricks. So, for example, if you needed a lot of tan bricks, you could probably go get the Roman Colosseum, and you'll have quite a few of the bricks that you would need for a project. So really, it's just a matter of tearing this apart. That's what I'm going to do today. And I'll just show you some of the pieces that I might keep intact. For example, these doors are kind of cool. So I think I'm going to take the ramp off, so this whole ramp section, but keep some of the doors and tear some of these other things down. So, you know, when you're looking at a mock and trying to figure out, or a set, I mean, I know some of this may be painful for some of you. It's like, no, don't take it apart. But it goes back to, if you're a mock builder, the sets are just a resource for you. And somebody mentioned, I think it was Alexander23, think of it as an art supply. And I'm trying to get some better light on here. I have this portable light, so let's see if I add this to the background. Let's see where would be a good spot. This might work. And then maybe you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Let's see if I aim it that way. That's a little better, but now my face is all washed out. Here, let me turn it down a little. I don't know, is that any better? Maybe not. It's almost like you need the light over here. Okay, we're gonna bag this idea. Yeah, this camera also adjusts for light, so I think that's also part of the problem. Okay, so we'll make do. So something about this mechanism, which I thought was really cool, is that they used these you can see this what am I trying to say, these hinges are being used with these Technic, like a 1x2 plate that's attached. Here, I'll take this off so you can kind of see it. Oops, it would be good to get my face out of the way. So here's the mechanism. is actually these, it looks like a 2x4 with a Technic piece. There's some good pieces in that set. Yes, definitely. And I know you have this set, Matthew, so you know that this is a good way to do this. And now that I've taken it off, I need to make sure I have the mirror image. Okay, so this goes right here. So this is where I would look at this and say, I might be able to use this for the future. So I'm going to keep the doors intact. In fact, I think what I'll do is just pull these out. So now I have just the base. So here's the bases. Good pieces of furniture and ornaments. Exactly. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this. And if I leave this intact like this, then I can look at it and say, okay, I need to have the knockers are the same way. And now that I'm looking at this, how did that work? Okay, well, theoretically it would be something like this. And I have no idea what I've done here. All right, I'm just gonna switch one of these like that. Sorry, I'm out of frame. Okay. I can always figure this out later, but I think the design of the doors was really good. So we're going to set that aside. This is something we're keeping. And all of this we're going to be deconstructing. So part of it I think I could use. I'm not going to sort them immediately into my drawers behind me, but I figured we could do this. And Matthew, since you're on, I need to chat with you about the next time we're meeting. I don't think we set a date, so I'll send you a private message about that. So these are just seaweed containers. If you're into those seaweed snacks, they make for great containers. So essentially what I'm doing in this is I'm just putting in all Technic pieces. Technic pins, Technic, all of that. And then what I'm doing is on this side, I'm taking just the little bricks and grouping them when I can. Yeah. And you'll even see that there's some shades that are so subtle. So you have this olive green here and then the light gray. I hope your classmates are feeling better, Matthew. I think that's so sad that you had one performance and then you had to stop. Hopefully you'll be able to do that again soon. And the other trick I do, for those of you who are tearing things apart, if you turn the 1x1s at an angle, then those come off really easily without a brick separator. And then I stack them kind of at an angle too. And once again, this is two different colors. I know it's hard to see in the video. And so if I don't need to use a brick separator, I try not to. But I have them handy if I need it. Everybody who's a an A-full has to have brick separators. Okay, so I think what I need to do is let me get a couple of these out. So this is kind of like deconstructing and sorting. That kind of sorting stream. The date has been confirmed. We're doing it when we come back from summer. Well, that's good. Oh, that's right. You're on summer break now. That's awesome. So right now I'm just doing a quick sort. These are bricks, like 1x1s and regulars, and we're going to put plates in here. And I probably should go ahead and Some people do it by color. I like to do it by shape, because then I can put them in my drawers right away once I'm done with this. But lots of really, really cool pieces in here. Like here's the one I thought was connected to the door, which is a 1x2 with the Technic hole. So that goes in the Technic drawer. Yeah, it's kind of like you get to this point where you have so many different options out there for what to build. This was great for Halloween. I really enjoyed it, but I need these olive bricks. But first things first, we got to get this base done. Yeah, the other thing that's cool about this set is just the color palette. That's one thing I've mentioned several times on this stream, is that for those of you who aren't into mocking and you just want to get started for the first time, then one of the best things you could do is to take a set like this and make a mock out of it. You're actually not building any Lego whilst watching the stream. I'm continuing to write my book. Oh, you can write and listen at the same time? That's awesome. I'm going to put slopes in here, and since I don't have a lot of space, I'm stacking these up and moving them around. So I'm putting the trans colors in here. I also have gold, so I think I could put the gold in the trans and the smaller pieces. I'm just going to make this small bits. Small bits. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, you know, ever since starting my job, it's been hard to focus on Lego because I've been so busy doing other things. But Lego will always be a part of my life, so there's no doubt about that. Let me see. I was just thinking, I'm going to move this over just a bit and get this better in the frame here. So Technic and gears, I think, are going to go there. This set had a ton of gears, too. All right, we'll put our slopes back on top. Oh, that's right. Let's see. This is a different size. These are different sizes. All right. Yeah, like I said, this may be a short stream because I don't know what happened last night, but it's like my throat dried out, and I was like, I hope I don't have anything. I don't think I do. I think it's just a little bit of stress. I have a lot of things going on in my life right now. So I may keep this down to an hour. In fact, maybe even less than that. We'll see how far I get, because this needs to be done anyway. I need to deconstruct, get this out of here. I do like these slopes. The other thing that I like about this set is that it spent the time to make a ADA compliant ramp for Justin Ramsden's character, which is in a wheelchair. Hey, Hooded One, how's it going? My voice is a little off today, so I'm just doing a deconstruction kind of stream today. How are you? Ahoy hoy to you too. Yeah, Hooded One and I were chatting about, wouldn't it be cool to have a collab, a mosaic collab, where you have different people contributing to the mosaic at a convention? Okay, I need to grab a brick separator, as this is tearing up my nails. I sound weird? Thank you. Yeah, no, my voice, my vocal cords really dried up last night. And I don't know if it's because I've been talking too much, which is a high probability that that's always possible. Yeah, so I was just mentioning to Matthew that I may keep this as a short stream, and I have to deconstruct this anyway, so I might as well do this. And I'm just keeping really a high-level sort right now. So this is, at the moment, plates in here, trans and small pieces underneath, bricks, Technic pieces, and slopes. And I need something for tiles. So hopefully this one, will this fit in there? Yeah. Alright, got some tiles going down. And that goes into Technic. And this could be in plates. I think it was yesterday, I was at a group event outdoors, and I had to talk a lot. I think that's what it was, we had a group celebration for my predecessor, who's been with the organization for a long time, and we were at this beautiful garden, Kubota Gardens. I've never been there before. So it's a public garden in Seattle, South Seattle. They're undergoing renovations, though, so it was hard to park, and had to talk to about 50 people. That's got to be it. That's got to be why my voice is so off, is that I overtaxed my vocal cords yesterday. Here's another one of those cool pieces that's in here. We were talking earlier, Hooded One, about the doors that are in this set. Where did I put those doors? I just had them. Where did I put them? Well, anyway, the doors had the 2x4s with this Technic piece, and we have a 2x3. So, yeah, and that was for the roof line. Have been thinking about the mosaic collab idea. I think it would work out nice if we can get enough people to join. Yes, I think getting enough people to join and deciding on which convention it would be, so that we have the greatest number of people there to put it all together. And I think, did we decide it needed to be, if we use those 16 by 16 mosaic modules, everybody would do, did we say a 32 by 32? So 4 16 by 16s together, something like that. I think it's hard to combine the solar eclipse with the collab. Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing, because the solar eclipse happens on April 8th, and none of the conventions are happening at that same time. So, unfortunately, you're right. It'll probably not happen that way. Now, this is something I may keep intact, mostly because I think this could potentially work for a castle. Hey, Zonker, how's it going? Yeah, we haven't decided on anything, that's true. The only thing we decided was that it would be cool to do a group mosaic. It's really kind of similar to Micropolis, but vertical. Because Micropolis is, you know, a Technic connected 16 by 16 modules, but they're horizontal. And we're thinking about going vertical. So anyway, I'm going to keep these intact. We have a couple of them. Here's another one up here. So here's another version of it. And I don't know what happened to the other spire, but I found one here. So these spires are pretty cool because it's like a lance, I think, from fencing, and then an inverse cone on top of one of these. So yeah, so I think we're going to keep these for a future castle. You just finished assembling a new office chair. 2-inch rise needed and arms wanted. Oh, cool. Yeah, I was just mentioning my voice is a little off today, and now that I think about it some more, it's got to be because I was just talking nonstop. which I do all the time anyway, but I was doing that outdoors for about 3 hours at an event with a mask on. I think that might be the other factor, is I had a mask on the whole time, even though it was outdoors. And that's because this whole freaking pandemic, I mean, even if you're outdoors, I didn't feel comfortable taking my mask off. I know other people did, but I sure didn't. So this is my little container of slopes, and I've got these olive green 1x2x2 slopes, which are awesome. It could be a multiple mosaics with one theme. Yeah, that's right. We were talking about possibly doing like the Rorschach prints, right? If we made it 32x32, so 4 of those modules, and then you bring one of the 10 prints, and we put it all together. Yeah, that would be cool. Something like that. Okay. So I'm just kind of tearing this down piece by piece. It's kind of sad, but it's also renewal. Like, these pieces will see a new home in the future. Yeah, we could do multiple mosaics. I mean, this is good if we're planning way in the future. Because I would someday like to go to Scareback, but it's definitely not going to happen in the next couple of years, because I also have to plan a trip down to Australia and New Zealand. That's probably going to come first. Originally, I thought it was going to be Scareback because I was supposed to go to Paris for a Toastmasters event back in 2020, and we all know what happened with that. I think a larger size per builder would create a greater impact. Yes, absolutely. So maybe 48x48, is that what you're thinking? Or even bigger than that, 96x96. Everybody brings one big module. That would be amazing. And if it's international, if we have builders from all over the world doing this, that would be super cool. Okay, the other thing that this set has, which is fun, are these half panels. So I'm putting these in separately, these half panels here. 80x80 or 96x96, yeah. I think 96x96 might be easier, only because of what's available from Lego. I don't know, can you do an 80x80? Do they make 80 increments? And this one also had the gray frogs. If people remember that. Gray frogs. Now these are Technic bricks. So I'm going to put them in the Technic bin, even though they could go in the brick bin. Yeah, and these are going to be... When I get to a point, I think what I may do is... Like, all these are little bits. This bin's already kind of full. 5x16s. Oh, yeah, you're right. That could work. So it'd be a 5x5 squares. Okay, that's doable. That's definitely doable. Yeah, I was getting worried that I thought maybe I was coming down with something because my voice is off, but now I think about it, it's because I was talking a lot yesterday with a mask on to a bunch of people outdoors in the sun. So yeah, all of that together combined is can cause problems. So this is something that I really liked about this set, is it had these pivot points for the walls. So, you know, part of me almost wants to keep the walls intact, but I don't know. I'd have to use it for something, and I don't really have anything at the moment. Here's something that is, we were talking about awesome furniture. Here's that organ, the Caterino organ. So I think this is going to be something we just keep intact. We're not going to take it apart because this could be used in another, this would be great in a cathedral, wouldn't it, for the future? So yeah, we're going to keep that intact. Here's another cool piece that, here's the picture of the count, and there's a lighted brick in here that if you push down on that, then the lighted brick shows up that little image. So just looking at this, let's see, yeah, there we go. So I'm going to keep this intact because it might be cool to put together something similar, and maybe like if you get some of these images, I don't know, maybe you'd have to custom print them. But I've been inspired by the Disney Haunted House. I've been watching the documentary about Disney parks, and I just think it's really cool. Phantom of the Opera with a Guy Fawkes mask. Ooh, that could be cool. Are you okay? Are you okay, girl? What's going on? You hear somebody? She does make a good guard dog. So I'm keeping this. I'm keeping the Caterino Gorgon together. Let's put this over here. Okay, she heard my neighbor slamming the door, so she was like, "Who is that?" Yeah, and I will say that I love having a dog. It's so much enjoyment from that. Okay, so I noticed here, I'm just going to reconstruct a similar one to this. So when I find another 2x2 dark gray and a 2x2 light gray, then I'll have two similar towers. So once again, when you're looking at sets, you know, think about what can I reuse this for? I'm going to repurpose this. Yeah. And right now I'm really keying in on these olive green ones because I'm going to need to expand my my mock that I did for Bricks by the Bay, or Bricks Cascade. All right. So once again, olive green. These are just bricks though, but the slope goes in there. Aha. We have another one of these 2x2 in dark gray. So once again, making the tower bigger. Yeah, so sorry I'm not on my game today. But duty calls, I had to be at this event yesterday and schmooze with people, talk about raising money for this organization, and you know, be a part of a celebration. But yeah, I think it has to do with talking and using that. So this is kind of cool. I kind of feel sad that I'm gonna have to take this off, but I think I could use this lighted brick for something else. So yep, that's gonna go away. This is also a really cool printed. That is not a sticker. In fact, I should zoom in on this. So really cool printed shield piece. Unlike this, which is plain. With multiple mosaic builders, you could also make a mosaic version of a famous painting. Oh, yeah. That could be amazing. And it would be interesting if it was a mosaic of mosaic builders. In other words, some of the famous mosaic builders in the Lego community. Like we'd have a picture of Brick Huntress. We'd have a picture of Brian Kilfoyle. I don't know. They might like it. They might think, keep the mosaic building to the mosaic builders. I would think of it more like a tribute, but if they didn't like it, they might say, that was an interesting idea. Oh, whoa. Light brick right in my face. That was not the smartest thing to do. Okay. All right, so we're going to have to say goodbye to this little mechanism. But this was cool because this pushed down on the lighted brick. Might be pushing it a bit. Remy Baker, how's it going? We are deconstructing. We're burning down the house, so to speak. We're deconstructing the house. The haunted house, that is. How are you? By the way, Remy and I just got some good news the other day, is that we had been reaching out to Sarah and Emily from Lego Masters New Zealand, and we hadn't heard from them. And we just heard from them, and they said, we didn't see your message. It was in a spam folder. And Remy's response was hilarious. It was like, yeah, we are kind of small, so putting it into a spam folder was probably the right thing for your program to do. But they said they really wanted to be on our show, which is amazing because we don't have a lot of followers. It's a small show. But they said they wanted to be on, so we're going to be figuring out a schedule for them. To build something else or just making space? A little bit of both. Because I tore this down the tower because I needed the olive green bricks. And the more I looked at this, I said, I just don't have the space for this anymore. So it is a little bit of space relief, but I'm also keeping some critical things. For example, I'm keeping the Caterino organ because this could be used in, say, a cathedral or something. I just decided to keep this as well. I was talking about being inspired by the haunted house at Disney. So this could be part of a gallery if you had several of these and try to mimic this whole thing. I don't know how to do that exactly, but I'm going to keep it aside. But yeah, and I was just mentioning that for a lot of people who don't have a lot of bricks, you have a supply right here with, some of the builds you've done. Clearly, I'm not going to be selling this, so it's repurposing the parts. And that's okay. Don't have a heart attack, people. if you're going, no, don't tear it apart. It's like people do this all the time. They just don't do it on stream. But yeah. Yeah, I've just gotten to the point where I've been looking at this haunted house for a while, thinking about maybe I'll make it into a modular and put it into my city or something like that. And I just really came to the conclusion that's not going to happen. It hasn't happened by now. It's probably not gonna happen. Now this is something that I hadn't thought about. These axles with the pinhead on the end. That's something that I haven't really used these as much. So this set really kind of took advantage of that. So I'm going to keep those together, just easier for later. And this is another thing that I might just keep together. This is the Manor von Baron little plaque. So, I mean, that just looks really cool. And I believe this was a sticker. Or maybe it wasn't. I want to say it was a sticker. It feels like it was a sticker, so yeah. Whereas the other one was pre-printed. Yeah, so once we hear from Emily and Sarah, maybe it'll be next this Wednesday, or maybe the following week, or maybe even after that. We'll have to see what works with their schedule. It would be good to have it before we conclude. That would be nice, but they're just getting back with us now, so we don't know exactly. We won't know for a little bit. But there's the magic brick. And you probably remember when I made that chimney Santa's visit for Rob Ketcherside, I included one of these in his build. So I need to rebuild my supply. I'm going to put that in there. So yeah. So that's what we're doing today. And maybe by the time my 9 o'clock show happens, my voice will be better. We'll see. Ah, here's another one of those pieces that was on that door earlier. The Technic piece. So the other reason why you want to build sets is you want to learn techniques from other builders. And one of the things at this set was a combination of, what's Carl's last name? Mike Psyche and Carl, what's Carl's last name? Anyway, Carl, that dude. I want to say Miriam, that's it, Carl Miriam. So if you're looking to learn more from really key designers, then you start, you know, taking a look at what these designers have done. Okay, so here's another piece that I need to keep intact, and it's the face of the pharaoh. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can show people. You can kind of see the top of his face there. So I'm just seeing, see if I can get to it from this side. I think so. Yeah, this pharaoh face is awesome. There we go. Check this out. That is dope. Yeah, whatever. They're on it. Should be fun. Yeah. So, I mean, just looking at these elements, like I said, with this and the organ and the photo, I mean, you could create your own mock using some of these elements. Like this one alone would be good in a separate type of Egyptian mock for the future. So yeah, so you just kind of take little pieces and say, you know what, I could use this here, or I could do this somewhere else, and yeah, just roll with it, as they say. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this for another 20 minutes, and then I'm just going to call it a short stream. But, yeah, I'm glad people are hanging out with me. We could talk a little bit more about the collab, too. So, yeah, Remy, we were just talking about it would be cool to have a group collab of a mosaic that everybody does. Like, we agree on a certain image, and then we all do a piece of that mosaic. That would be cool. Looks like an interesting parts draft set. This is huge. This is like 3,000 pieces. I don't know if you'd want to do that much of a parts draft. And of course you got spider webs, because it is a haunted house. Yeah, but just the mechanisms for the roofs were interesting, but they were also, if you watched me build this, I hated it. I hated building the roofs. The roofs were just a bear. The really steep inclines, and then they used this kind of pin mechanism here. You can see they used a rocker hinge onto, a Technic. Here, let me just pull this off. So they used this Technic special piece, this one. And then they would have a couple plates to set the angle. But oh my god, this was really, really hard to do. I did not like this. And I think I remember I had to fix it off stream a couple times too. Because the plates are just really fragile. Yeah, I don't think for a parts draft this would be too much. Way too much. If you had to sort all of these for a parts draft, oh, just the thought of that is painful. Alright, so I am definitely, this plate bin, as you can see, is getting full, so I think I'm going to need to start a new one. Actually, you know what I'll do? That's what I do. I brought some Ziploc bags, so I'm going to put all the plates in here and start filling it up again. By the way, I should check out the David Bowie mosaic. I was at Brick Rodeo. Builder is Brickanista. Oh, okay. Always interested in new builders. So there we go. We got some plates in a big bag over here. And I think we're going to have one for bricks coming up soon. And then I could sort through those later. Now this is kind of cool. This was in the elevator shaft. So it would stop here and then would continue on. But if you remember when I worked on that, it was very dodgy. It wasn't consistent. So I'm actually kind of glad that this part is going away. This is bad memories for me. Going through post-traumatic stress from that experience. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I think, too, we were talking about this the other night, about how different techniques for mosaic builders. You know, some people like to use Studio, like Dr. Cat. She says she uses Studio always for all her mosaics. And then you have people like Brian Kilfoyle, who likes to use his eye and think of bricks as paint. So you have that. I think Brick Huntress does a combination of the two. Because I think she uses a different program, not a Bricklink program. And then she also looks at textures and colors, too, to put things together. It's just interesting seeing different techniques people use. But I think a group mosaic sounds like fun. A nice panel and amazingly not scratched. So that I don't want to put into a pile because I don't want to scratch it. Okay, so let's see. I think let's look at, see, we got more panels here. The other thing that was cool about this set is it had this stained glass portion. Let's see. The slopes. And that's right over here. So you can see this, these translucent bricks and studs that they used. And these olive green 1x2s. This had so many of these 1x2 bricks, which I absolutely love. So those are definitely going to be repurposed into something. So just take it in. It was just orange and light trans blue. And where's my trans section? Yeah, so we're just going to put those all in here. This is kind of cathartic too, honestly, when you tear apart a set, because it kind of reminds you of the work you did to build it. You know, following the instructions and everything. And then knowing that these parts are going to be used for something even better. That's kind of how I look at it. Something even better that I can call my own. And different parts are, like I said, more valuable to me than others. Like all the olive green. Because it's hard to find that olive green in any set. I think this was one of the few sets that you actually did see quite a bit of that. And then the different details, I think, still amaze me. A lot of fun. I didn't realize there were so many transparent pieces in that set. Yeah. Yeah, there's also these globes. I don't know if you've seen these, what do you call them? I want to say cake, cake holders, or not cake holders, cake covers. So they had quite a few of these in here too. And this one is just kind of funny. So I'm just going to keep that intact just because I think it makes me laugh. Sometimes you just got to keep things around because they make you laugh. And there's a trap door, but they didn't use it as a trap door. They used it as a way to hold the roof together. So that was cool. Yeah. Lots of cool pieces. Cool things that you can make something better out of. Elf set had them. The globes are rare. Yeah, the globes, there's at least 2 of them. I see the second one over here. Let me pull that out so you can see it. Get this here. Here's another one. And they put a jewel in the middle. And they use these, what is it, like a 1x2 with a bar, and then put a candlestick on top. So it was a very clever use of that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep most of this. I have to keep 1 2x2 here to keep it intact, but yeah. I might even do this. I think it looks a little bit better that way. Let's see. Let's see if we can put one more on top. Oh, these things are not... Hold up. Or maybe I'll just put one of these. Yeah, I'll just do that. Nice. Yeah. Like I said, you know, just setting aside the pieces that you think you're going to need for later. That works too. But yeah, if you were going to do this as a giraffe though, oh my god, that would take a long time to pull all of those pieces into sorting bins and then have to go around and draft them all. Yeah, that's a lot. And this is another thing that I used a lot of. I took these 1x4s and 1x6s off of the haunted house to put onto not only the Jurassic World MOC, but also my Micropolis MOCs too. Okay, let's see. I'm going to keep these. Remember I was mentioning those little bits are nice. Here's another one. So, jumpers. Where do I put jumpers? I think I put it in here. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? Let me just get some of these bits out of here. Here's another crate. So, this one's kind of a nondescript crate. So, I think I could just keep the crate. This was kind of funny. They had a pair of legs inside the crate. You've been having playing with LD Digital Mosaic Creator? Oh, it's the only program I know of that allows mosaic designs with stacked bricks and plates. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. That's a legacy product too, isn't it? LDD. Yeah, this is also kind of weird, is they had this orange, this dark orange in here, but it was like nestled inside that crate. So sometimes when you see something like this, you start wondering, is that a signature color of one of the designers? They just kind of put it in as an Easter egg. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? We just, I guess unless you actually talk to the designer, you won't know for sure. But yeah, lots of really good pieces. Once I sort all of these into my collection, then yeah, this will be good for that too. Then I'll probably finish the rest of this off stream, either today or later in the week, because I don't think I'll finish this in an hour. But once again, these long 1x8 tiles. Got another one over here. This is a stack of them. So these will definitely be used for Micropolis and some other things later. And also just having long tiles too. Yeah, this is gold. So I kind of look at this as, yeah, this, you know, this set cost, I think it was like close, what, $300 or something like that. But it's also art supplies. So you had the enjoyment of putting it together, and then you'll have the enjoyment of creating something new, which is all part of Lego. Yeah. We're actually making fairly good progress on here. Let's see, is this... I'm just trying to see if that is anything special. Oh, I think there's a plunger like you'd see for a stick of dynamite. Let me see if I could pull this out because it's hilarious. I might just keep that. It's like, I think that's a little Easter egg too. I don't even remember putting that in there, but that was in the middle of the fireplace. So, yeah. Like I said, there's just a couple really cool features. I love this combination, so I'm keeping those intact as well. Here's just to show earlier, this is how they made the spires. So I'm thinking this would be great for a castle, so I'm combining, you know, putting them together. You've been down the mosaic rabbit hole. Puzzle brain engaged. Yeah, if you're into puzzles, that's a great way to think about mosaics. It's just one massive puzzle that you're putting together. And like I said, it's like Micropolis, but vertical. It's Vicarious Brickstress. Aloha! How are you? We are deconstructing the haunted house and reviewing some of the cool pieces that were in here. I don't know if you ever did this one, but here's this little pharaoh head. That was fun. Yeah, and we were talking about collaborative mosaics too. The only problem with using stacked plates for a mosaic is the number of pieces gets out of control. Plus it gets heavy too. Very fast. Standard 80 by 80 mosaic would become 80 by 200. Wow. Andy Warhol-esque. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, you could get a group, which is what we're talking about. We have to decide on which convention we want to do this at. So it clearly won't be this year because the next one is BrickCon, and I've already, I think, overcommitted myself to stuff for BrickCon. Though I am excited about it. So once again, gold. I know Zonker knows these light bluish gray tiles. Yo, 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 all. By the way, Vicarious Brickstress posted on Facebook a photo of her and her kids, and it was just adorable. Very heartwarming. It was great. Great to see that. That's one thing I do like about Facebook, is that you get more personal stories from people. I tend to post more personal stuff there than on Instagram. Instagram is all like, oh, look what I built, and look at this. Whereas, you know, having some more personal stories is always fun. So I think my voice is actually getting better the more I'm talking. I know I started off really kind of raspy, but it seems like it might be healing itself. Gee, thanks. Time with family is the best gift. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Here's some more cool pieces, these arches. Yeah, no, we were just talking about if we're going to do a collaborative mosaic, we have to pick... First, you got to pick the convention where you all agree you're going to convene at. Then we have to pick a topic, and then we have to agree on building whatever topic that is, and then show up to the convention. And you know, and if you think about what I had Jesse Moeller on along with Troy, and they did the collab of the the multiverse, the Spider-Man multiverse. Goodbye, haunted house. Hey, Debo. I know, it's sad. It's sad, but, you know, it's going to become something bigger and better. I've already started deconstructing it mostly for these olive green bricks. This is like one of the few sets with a real big quantity of this. So, yeah, I know, it's sad. That's sad, but you've torn down several things before. You know how it goes. It's all part of the process. Think about it as, you know, this is like if you're into Doctor Who, you know, the old doctor has to go away for the new doctor to show up. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Debo. I was just talking about when I first started the stream, the stream, my voice was really off, but I think it's actually getting better. A giant Garrett. I'm down for that. Oh, yeah, as far as a collab? Yeah. Well, we have to decide which convention we're going to do this. That's important. And then agree on the topic and then build it. You know, build it and make it happen. So here's a nice set of windows. The other thing that this came with was brown windows, which is really cool. And this was a nice little, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like an overhang on top of the window. And they used a half pyramid and then also just a stud with a black 1x1 tile. Oh, grid. Okay, thank you. I was going, what is she trying to say? I don't understand. Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm going to recoup that, but I'm thinking, I wonder if I should keep this kind of intact. Nah. I can always look this up again if I wanted to repeat this kind of grid shape. Or not grid. You made me say grid. This shape up top. All right. So yeah, I'm just going to put those in there. I'm doing a rough sort. Not super precise, but my Technic goes in there. I've got a variety of bricks. Oops. Hello, ×2, headed one. I'm all in for a Doctor Who parables. Okay, good. Actually, you know what I've started binge watching recently is Westworld. That has been an amazing show. Oh my god. If you got HBO and you're into computers and robotics and such, that is kind of scary as far as, you know, it's got a subcontext about reality versus real life. And then what would happen if the robots decided that they wanted to survive? They didn't want to be just, you know, programmed for what our entertainment. We take a larger image, cut it into the grid, then folks sign up for the grid piece, or 2 or 3. The image files would have a letter number on the back, and the mosaic would get a label with the name of the letter number, so we can assemble them back into each other. Yeah, definitely doable. We have to agree. You're watching season 4 now? Yeah, I just finished episode 3 right before coming on the stream today. I was thinking about starting episode 4, and I said, I'm going to run into a time crunch. I won't be able to do that. I had a Women's Brick Initiative call right before this, too. So, yeah, but as soon as this is done, Westworld is almost a different show starting in season 3, but it's good. Oh, yeah. The story arc really got dark. The first 2 seasons weren't as dark as the current last 2 seasons. Similar to Stranger Things, if you think about it. Stranger Things was dark, but it got super dark in the last couple seasons. Doing quilt squares with dots could also be an interesting mosaic collab as well, yeah. That's true. Sorry, I've not commented in ages. Not really engrossed writing a book. Bye, Brickanista. Speak with you soon. Yeah, no problem. And good luck with your book. That sounds exciting. Yeah, we'll be in touch, Matthew. But no, thanks for dropping in to say hello. So I'm stacking these like this because if you put glass windows into a bag, they tend to get scratched. So I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to keep them aside, similar to this one, keeping them in a place where hopefully they're not going to get damaged. So I'm setting these aside in a special place just for that. But, oh, wow, it's already after 2. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and then I'll say goodbye because I need to rest my voice for the 9 o'clock because that's a 3-hour thing. I may finish this later. I don't know. I'll have to think, see what kind of mood I'm in. See if I should just, you know, sometimes you're on a roll deconstructing that you just want to just keep going. Quilts have been done. How could we update it? Yeah, that's true. You don't want to be like a copycat. That's why I think having a collab mosaic that has texture, like greebling, for example, that could be amazing. That could be just absolutely amazing. But you have to get commitment. You got to agree on a project, etc. So, okay. So I said I was going to end there because it's been over an hour now. Westworld episode 4 season 4 throws a giant curveball. Yeah, I heard. Somebody told me. I go, don't tell me yet. Don't tell me. I'm almost. I just started that episode, and I've already gotten to the episode with Jessie and the Flies. I'll just say that. So, Jessie and the Flies. I kind of know what's going to happen with Jessie, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all comes together. So let me go to full screen now. You're stumped trying to find examples of image puzzles I used to love. Originally in black and white, later grayscale. You gave up when they got to color. Well, you know, you can always make your own puzzles too. Nowadays, they have puzzle making companies. You just send them an image. In fact, Dave Sheffick did this with one of his MOCs. His heart MOC with all the rainbow colors, he sent it to a puzzle company and they made it into puzzles for a short run. And he sold them. So, you know, you can do that too. Anyway, so I'm just deconstructing the haunted house. And I really love this olive green color. We'll just take this because it's like a big chunk that's right next to me. This olive green, you don't see it in very many sets. So I'm essentially demolishing this so I can get the color and the bricks. And this will likely be an expansion to my Jurassic World Vet Services because I do need to restart that again. It's in storage right now. And you probably remember I brought it. It's a 32 by 64 model, and I didn't do the interior, so I need to work on the interiors on that, and I also need to get, but that won't be until May of next year, so I'm still got plenty of time, but I do want to set aside this olive color brick whenever I get a chance and do that. I had a page of image chiclets. Each has a letter number designation. Then you took one chiclet at a time and you redrew the image in its proper location on the grid. Yeah, I remember doing that a long time ago in high school where I had to take the image of our mascot and then expand it into like not a wall mural, but a similar type of project. And I remember you take the little one and you just map the line similarly. If I did it right, there was an interesting picture. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, my friends. Well, if you want to hang out with me while I do this, I can set up a Zoom call or I can set up a StreamYard and we can just chat alone. But for the sake of the stream and for the sake of content, thanks so much, everybody. This is still good. I took an hour to do this, and I probably have another hour left. And I will do that off stream. And if anybody wants to do that on a call, let me know. But thank you again, everybody hanging out here. Thank you, Remy. Thank you, Zonker, Vicarious Brickstress, Hooded One, Debo, Matthew Builds Bricks, everybody who's been hanging out here. And yeah, this was one of those, hey, watch me demolish something streams. So, but I think my voice is getting better, which is kind of weird that I would expect it to get worse as the stream went on. But anyway, thanks again. I will be back on tonight on Twitch, and I'll either, like I said, finish this, or this will be done, and I do need to get started on some MOCs. So I have a feeling it'll be mock building time later tonight. So anyway, thanks again, everybody. Really appreciate you hanging out with me. And feel free to send me a text or hang out. And as they say, oh, remember to like the stream. I always have to say that. Remember to like and subscribe. And I think I'm up to 300 now, 300 followers. So thank you, everybody, for that. And don't forget, as Remy and I were talking about, this Wednesday should be an interesting one because we will definitely have Robin Sather, my friend Rob Whiteman, and possibly Emily and Sarah as well, who might be on this Wednesday show. So that's the What, When, Why Wednesdays. We're continuing with Lego Masters New Zealand, and we're on episode 8. We only have 2 more of these episodes, so we'll see who's going to be there. But definitely we have Rob and Sather all lined up, and super, super excited about it. And my friend Rob Whiteman, who lives in New Zealand. So lots of fun. Thanks, everybody. And as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, may the clutch be with you. Take care, everybody. Bye.